Coach Armand here out of ThousandsWeeklyOnline.com. This is episode 17 of Conversations Under the Shade Tree. And I really just had a message or a story to bring with you today. And that is, what does Steve Jobs and Andrew Carnegie of Think and Grow Rich have together? But before I get into that, I was on a call with Think and Grow Rich, and I know we were talking about the Steve Jobs interview. And what I'll try to do for you, if I can find it, I'll look to put, if you're on my blog, look below here, I'll look to put that interview there. And I haven't made it all the way through that interview. I made it through about half of it right now. But it's very interesting as I dissect that, as I start to study successful people of our time, what Steve Jobs is, the co-founder or the founder of Apple. The way he answers the questions, the way he has his vision, his foresight, just kind of shares with me and shows with me who he is. And it's the same trait as the leaders that I deal with. And there was one poignant question that was asked. And they asked Steve Jobs, they said, Steve Jobs, how do you stay on the cutting edge? How do you, continue moving forward with your company? And Steve paused, looked up, thought about it, took his time. It seemed like 2 hours. It might have been 5 seconds or 10 seconds. And he basically told them something to the fact of, he utilizes the greatest inventions of our time with the greatest minds of our times. And he basically grabs that information and just spreads it to everybody else. Because he's in a position where he can leverage his wealth to help people to get their business off the ground. And he spreads that information. And maybe that can impact you. Maybe that's something that you're doing, but I totally related to what he was saying with that. And just to go back to the question I asked about, what does Steve Jobs and Andrew Carnegie have in common? Basically, these were visionaries. These were successful individuals that laid down a foundation, which is a proven formula that can be found. So with that, this is episode 17 of Conversations Under the Shade Tree. Just a little thought I had for you. Perhaps I'll put that video below here. This is Coach Armand of ThousandsWeeklyOnline.com. Just my thoughts and comments, always being of value to you. Have a great one. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.